Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Glory and Grace. Today we are on another different setup, though it's still in my room. Um, it's on a Sunday afternoon. I feel like taking a nap, but I have to get this video done. So I just said that I'll just come here, get it done, and then just lay down. So there's this video that I've been meaning to do of this lady that went to a hairstylist. She wanted to prep her hair for uh, the Guinness World Book of Records. She wanted to go for the biggest fro, for the record of the biggest fro. And so she just wanted a trim and like for her hair to be shaped so that it would look really nice. But apparently, this stylist did not understand what she was saying. So what she ended up doing was she cut so many inches of her hair. Like everybody knows, if you have like African hair, if you have 4C hair, like you have a lot of shrinkage, and so you have a lot of length that is not really seen. But if you cut it, let's say if your hair was up to here and you cut it, you might have like 4 inches, and then it will be here. Like when it's straight, it's really long. So this lady ended up cutting her hair. So let me just let you watch the clips that I recorded, and then we can talk about that story, because I was like, this one, just go ahead and watch it. So this is what her hair looked like before. You can see it was so long. Look at that big fro. Yani, it was so huge. Just enjoy these clips. And now this is what her hair looks like now after the cut. I mean, the hair is still healthy, it's still big, it has a lot of volume, but you can see the length is significantly less.
My haircut, okay, I asked for a trim. Still smells like me, oh my gosh, there's a little piece in there. I asked for a trim, guys, and unfortunately, that's not what happened. There was a miscommunication between myself and the hairstylist on the type of trim and cut that I wanted. I wanted to shape it, and Jesus, I do not know how this got lost in translation. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I'm at the space right now where I can talk about it without crying, which is a big deal. I have been having a hard time sleeping. I've been having a hard time just like processing this whole thing. As many of you guys know, I'm going after the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's largest afro. And the reason I wanted to get my hair trimmed is so that it would look pretty, and I just thought I was doing the right thing to really just shape up the hair and make it look nice. And you know, we went through the whole process. We had a phone call. We made it clear that we weren't doing the whole let's get a whole thing healthy. We were just going to be taking about 2 inches off, and that I could come back in about a month or so, 2 months after I finished the project that I'm working on, that I could come back and get the rest of the hair that needed to come off, because my hair is shattered and split and dead and whatnot. And that is what I was under the impression of when we started, and somehow, some way, this is how we ended. And yes, the timing of this is unfortunate. No, I'm not gonna let this stop me from continuing to pursue the things that I want to pursue. My identity is not tied in my hair. The timing of this is unfortunate. I offer so much more to this world, and that's great. Everyone who knows me in real life knows that. CEO and founder of an e-commerce business. I'm an auntie of amazing nieces and nephews. I make all types of content. I'm a follower of Christ. I mean, the list goes on. I like to volunteer my time. I enjoy servicing.
Then, now, my 2 cents about that situation is, I know people just say that it's hair, it will grow back, but first of all, this lady was going for the biggest fro in the world, because her hair is like big, as you have seen, her hair is massive, or was massive. And yes, it will grow back, but it's almost like that dream was cut short for that time. And then the other thing was just the fact that you have explained, you have over explained, you have talked about it, and you thought that you had an understanding, and then something like that happened. So I was just thinking about it, and I remembered, I don't feel very I wouldn't say I don't feel very attached to hair, because hair is an extension. It's not really who you are. But I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, what would I do if I was in that situation? So as many of you who have been, following my hair journey here, you know that I cut my hair 2 years ago. I had really back length, mid back length locks. And one day I just woke up. I had just taken a nap on this bed on one Friday afternoon, and I woke up and I cut my hair. I left an inch like this much hair. And then on that Saturday, I attended an event. On Sunday, I went to church. And then on Monday, I went to the barber and told him to finish the job. So essentially, I'm not saying that I'm that attached to hair, but it's just the principle. It's the principle. Somebody has been investing and caring for their hair, trying to achieve something. And it doesn't matter, the Guinness Book of Records, it's just, well, it's a massive title, but I'm not saying that that's the end all be all. Do they say that? It's not the only thing that matters, but it's quite something. And if somebody wanted to go and get that, when they have figured out how to care for their hair and have really long hair, why should you take that away from a person? And so I was just thinking, I was like, if somebody had done that to me, what would I do? Because first of all, when I was thinking about that story, I remembered something my cousin. I have a male cousin that was saying one day, we were just talking about hair and all that, and salonist and all that. And I remember he said that I think it's just part of his personality. He said that if he went to a barber and the barber gave him a weird cut, even if he wanted to say something, he would just sit there and just let the barber finish the job. And then he would go home looking weird. He would not be that kind of person to advocate for himself. And then I have many female cousins, and most of them are very vocal and they are very assertive. And now his sister was telling me maybe it's me. By that time, I think she was in high school, and she was telling me if I don't like the way you have styled my braids, they used to plait their braids. They had box braids. They would go to school with, and so they would plait their braids, and then she would get them styled in a way that she doesn't have to undo them every day. And she was telling me if I don't like the way you have done my band, I tell you undo it until I'm satisfied. So the sister is totally different. But for me, I was like the brother, I was like my cousin, and I was saying because that's what has happened to me. By the time I was coming to do my own hair, even with locks or even with just my natural hair, I had gone through so much. By the time I was coming to that point, I was I'm not letting people touch your hair again. So I remember one time, because when I installed my locks, I only had them professionally done by an optician for 1.5 years. And I remember there was a time like I went there, and when they were styling, because they used to, I don't know if you can understand it, they would take one lock and they would put a knot to like secure the style. Let's say they were doing like pleating like a whole, let's say it's a style like a line. So at the end of that line, they would use one lock to secure it and make like a knot at the end. And that particular knot, or at the root of that particular lock, it would be so tense. There would be so much tension and pulling on the hair, like it would be so painful. And so let's say you have an updo. So let's say you have several lines. So each one of them has a lock that is, doing that. They can loop and they can knot at the end to secure the style. I'm telling you, one time I came home, my scalp was so red. Like I'm very dark, but my scalp was so red. I had to undo the style, and then I felt relief. I couldn't sleep like that. So like from that, and then there was another time, this lady, like I have a lot of, let's say, I don't know if you'd call them baby hairs or whatever, but I've always had like these minis around the perimeter of my hair, even on the back. And a lot of them are like flyaways, like you can't really tame them. Like now I've tried with some gel, but on this side, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's so much hair over here. And they're just flyaways, like there's nothing you can do. And I remember this woman was cutting them. And I was like, you're cutting my edges. Okay, I didn't even tell her, I was just in my head, But I was so like traumatized. Like you would let something like that happen and then you're like traumatized and you're like, I can't believe she did that. And she would go even around the back because like she wasn't able to really lay them down and she's not using any edge control, so she decides to like shave them off. Oh my god, and they'd be so itchy. Like when you got out of the salon, they'd be so itchy. And then another time, and this was before I got locks, and I think this is the push that made me get locks. So I went to this salon near the hostel where I used to stay because I was still in Campo, and this lady, oh my god, it was hot because it was midday, and this lady, like I think you should also look where you're going because the service will be similar to what it looks like, So this lady, she was blow drying my hair because I was about to go to class. I had washed my hair, I just needed it blow dried so that I'd go to class. I'm telling you, she was sweating and then she would do like this and then touch my hair. Oh my god, and I was just in the seat like, and I can't talk. So I wonder if I was this girl who got her whole head, okay, she was not shaved, but she got like a significant amount of her hair cut, like what would I do? Because like it makes sense that I have like trust issues with people who do hair, but now I think they have been amplified because of this story, because I'm like, what would I do? Like now you are going for a competition, you can't go anymore, and now you have to start thinking. And then do you know, sometimes it takes so long to grow hair. Like I think I was reading it takes 2 months, or is it a month, to go from a quarter to half an inch, and a full inch is like 2 months. And I was like, say if this person cut 6 inches, because I think that lady's hair was cut like 6 inches, because it was all the way up to here. Like she would have it in 2 braids and they would come all the way up to here, but now they're like here, and you're like, I just feel bad for her. I feel so bad for her, but I also feel bad that I think it's about time that we start advocating for ourselves, even if you're scared. Like, see, you're paying this person, you're paying, right, to get this service. You're not being a diva, you're not being overly demanding. You should get what you want. And if you've talked about it, but what you're seeing is the opposite, especially when people are trying to go around things and taking shortcuts just to do their job. They're not even doing their job right, but they're taking shortcuts. Like that lady was shaving my edges instead of finding a way to like lay them down. Like, that's crazy, you know? Or like that woman who could not just shut that blow dry, like put it off, go get a towel or a paper towel or a handkerchief, wipe the sweat, wash your hands, and then come back and do my hair. She was like, oh my god. Like, me, I've seen things, man. And that's why I'd rather just do my own hair. I'd rather just do my own hair. Because I've seen things. I've seen things. And I think it started from when I was really like young. Because I remember my mom. My mom is like, she's not very gentle-handed, especially when it comes to doing hair. She's not, and sometimes she accuses me because I do her hair sometimes, well, every time. But she accuses me of doing the same thing, but I think I'm more gentle, and I had to learn. My mom would chana my hair, like detangle my hair. I'd be screaming and shouting. So I had to learn to do it myself so that she wouldn't do it. Because it was so painful. And then she would do braids and they'd be so tight. You know? She used to do these things called matuta lines, like especially during the holidays before I went to like the salon and get my hair plaited, and she had just washed it. Hey, why are those things so painful? So I had to learn how to do it myself, and I think I was like 7, 8, because I was in lower primary. I was in class 2 or 3. So to sign off, let me just say I think that whole story has just really validated my needs or my desire to learn how to do my own hair, because people are crazy. You know, people are crazy out there, and you never know like what somebody's motivation is. Because for example, for that lady, I truly believe, and you can say that maybe I turn everything into something spiritual, or which some people don't even believe in, and you can say that you know, I'm overthinking it. But do you know there's a demon called envy, and you have no idea what somebody is open to? Like, for example, the people who are caring for you, the people who care for your children, the people who care for the things that matter to you. Let's say if you have an elderly person, the person who's caring for them, like you have no idea what these people's personal lives are like and what they have opened themselves to, because they will affect you in the end. Because if you have given this person the responsibility to do something that is meaningful to you, let's say whether it's your hair, your kids, they're the ones who cook your food, like things that could really affect your life. Like, and so like this is another reason to just like pray about everything. Like whenever you're even going out there, just ask. I know this seems so weird to like pray and ask God and be like, God lead me to the right stylist. But that's very necessary, because there are people like that, you know? And you go there believing in their professional credentials and everything, and then something spiritual happens that intercepts the whole process and sends you back to square. I don't know. Because I think that lady, I think she's come to terms with it. Because I think this happened some weeks ago. But it doesn't undo what's done. So I just want to encourage even you guys, like whenever you're choosing people, don't think that it's a small thing, you know. Like just the other week we were going for shopping, and I remember we prayed and we were asking God, like, we know what we want, but we are asking you to lead us to what you have for us, because it could be better than what we want. Also, please lead us to the right people so that we don't waste time looking for something, you know, because it could be in a certain place and you're looking for it elsewhere. So it's not, it doesn't matter what the situation is, but I always feel like it's good to trust in the Lord with all your heart and not lean on your own understanding, but you always acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. So maybe this lady, maybe, I'm not saying she didn't pray. Well, don't misquote me, please. Because I think I saw like she's a woman of faith. But I'm just saying, like, even the smallest of details, God is in the details. Just like they say the devil is in the details. God likes details and he's in them and he cares about them. Just ask him, like, is this person the right kind of person to be handling this? Will they give me the right results? And the Lord will. You see, like the way David used to inquire everything before he made a move. I believe that's the way we're supposed to do it, because you might as well learn how to do it yourself with a mirror. Because I don't know if you should trust just some person just because on paper they look perfect. That's one of the things I've learned from that story. Because that person is very competent, she knows what she's doing. I think she has a good name, but the kind of work she did, regrettable, bruh. Regrettable. So I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me some of your horror stories, hair horror stories, down below in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Give me some, what, tips on how to choose people. Because I think that's one thing that, because I've had the same, like, if I need hair done, I know who to go to, and they were like sisters. So when I was growing up, her older sister used to do my hair, and now sometimes she does it, because I don't always go there, because there were 7 years when I was not, doing my loose natural hair. I had locks and I was doing them myself after I stopped going to the loctician. So, like, how do you choose people? Because those are people I know personally, and I've grown up knowing them. But like, if you go to a new place, let's say you relocate, like, what are some of the things other than praying, right? And asking God to lead you to the right person? Like, what are some of the things that you should look for to understand? Because if somebody on paper can do this, somebody who is perfect on paper can do this, then I don't understand. Like, what else should we be using to choose people? Because I think she made sure that she looked for the right person to do the job. So anyway, like, tell me what you think in the comments down below, and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, watch some of the other videos about hair. Yeah, thank you for being here.